Working with HVAC, whether that be a gas furnace, heat pump, whatnot, and one has a fuse and the fuse continues to blow. And one may think, well, I'm a noob in this industry and perhaps I'm doing something wrong. And the frustration level starts to mount. Perhaps one fuse is blown, and the fuse looks similar to a car fuse. It has two spade connectors on the end, and you blow one fuse, you start the system up, you blow another fuse. Start the system up, blow another fuse. And then, being at wit's end, one may wonder, well, where does this stop, or where does this, etc. So, question being here, there is another alternative route one could take. They could get a tool, something like this, and instead of having the car fuse that keeps blowing, and you keep replacing the fuse, instead this is a resettable fuse. Say, for instance, these connectors would go into the spade connector on the board where the fuse would go. So the fuse, you would pull the fuse out and simply plug these in with the system off, I'm assuming, and then, okay, you start the system up and it pops. So you're like, well, here we go again. Not necessarily on this one. You can just actually press it down and it should reset it. And I'm not certain about this, but I feel pretty confident that you could just press that down and reset it, then start it again. So once we've done that and it keeps popping, then at this point one may be down a rabbit hole and wondering, well, what's the problem? The problem could be a short. So a wire somewhere along the system, the insulation on the wire could have gotten broken. It can be touching a piece of metal, etc. So then one, if they have a terminal strips or wherever the wires come in, whether that be for the condenser wire, this and that, at this point, one would just have to start isolating. And by the way, FYI for all the noobs out there, low voltage shorts can be very difficult to find. So, and for the guys that are good, they may overlook it and kind of wink at it and think, well, this is just a walk in the park. Well, it can be, but even for the seasoned HVAC tech, it can be difficult at times. It depends on where the short's located, etc. Now, normally speaking, in my opinion, fixing the short is usually an easy situation. However, finding it, so one would need to undo one wire at a time, reset the fuse, and that's where this little tool here would come in handy. As opposed to keep blowing the fuses, which could get quite expensive, it would blow the fuse and you would simply reset it. Then you would put that circuit back on, say if you were undoing the yellow from the outside. Then if you found out the short wasn't to the outside, the short was somewhere else. So it becomes a process or processes of elimination, one wire at a time. And then if you find when you find the circuit, then you may have to go and you may find the insulation. It may be laid over on a piece of metal. So when you find it, then that's good shape. But this tool here purportedly is to keep, it's a resettable fuse to keep from putting one fuse, a blown fuse with a good fuse, etc. So thank you for watching and have a great day.